Welcome to Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. The number 3 drawing ball club in the American League. A lot of excitement the way they could swing the bat here in Detroit. Mariners come in feeling good in this game tonight, coming off an exciting, long, fabulous victory last night against these Tigers as we welcome inside. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports Crew. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order that will face starter Anibal Sanchez.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it'll be Austin Jackson. He's been a hot hitter as of late. Seager will hit second. Then it's Nelson Cruz, 452 feet on that home run last night, 12th longest in his career. He will bat third. Then it is Cano, Smith, and Trumbo. Trumbo getting started first. He will bat sixth. Ackley, Miller, and Zunino round out the 9 for the Mariners. And for Sanchez on the year, 9-7 record, ERA at 4.55. That's a little bit high for him. Not used to seeing that with Sanchez. 109 strikeouts, 39 walks. He has given up 19 home runs this year. And a look at the defensive setup for the Tigers, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Cespedes will be in left field. Rajay Davis will get the start in center. J.D. Martinez in right. Castellanos the third baseman. Iglesias out of the lineup last night, back in the lineup tonight at shortstop. Kinsler and Marte on the right side of the infield, and James McCann getting his second start of the series. You can take a look at what Sanchez did last Friday against the Orioles. 6 innings, 8 hits, just 2 earned runs, couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 99 pitches.
You were talking about it earlier. He's been on a nice roll. He's won 3 consecutive games, then had a no decision, then won 3 more. So he's got a 2.87 ERA his last 7 games as we look at strike one. Austin Jackson.
I was a little bit surprised when you look at his ERA at a 4.55. You just have to go back to 2013 when he led the American League with a 2.57 ERA. This is a quality right-handed pitcher. A bit of a reverse split on him tonight, Dave, as you look at over the season this year. Left-handers hitting just 206 against Sanchez. Right-handers 272, so big difference.
Austin Jackson's been swinging the bat well lately. A welcome sight there as well. 5 for his last 14, a 3-game streak.
Also stolen 3 bases. Stolen a couple of times in this series already. For Sanchez, a good fastball. Average fastball is 92, but at times it'll be 94, 95. And there's another solid base hit for Austin Jackson.
Breaking ball over the middle of the plate. Boy, he tuned it up nicely.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why he's had issues. We'll take a look at this last pitch. There it is, a little change up away, and he hits it hard back up the middle.
A win last night, what's that do for ball club?
I think it does a lot. You were talking about the time, almost 4 hours, and I think when you fight for that long in a ball game, Dave, you basically empty your entire bullpen. Everybody is off the bench at some point, and especially when you had the lead early and you give it back, something you're not used to come back and win that game, especially in the fashion with Franklin Gutierrez, as you see Franklin on the bench tonight getting the big grand slam. That's a big lift.
Talking to Lloyd McClendon at the cage today, he said, man, it was like a rocket went off in that dugout when he hit that one. He couldn't be happier with Franklin. And as you mentioned, good to have such a true veteran who can walk up there and slow things down and make something happen, and he did. At Goody's post-game comments, he said, I just wanted to put a good swing on.
Right. It's one of the things that Rick Riz and I were talking about on the radio pregame show, and Rick was asking me about it, and I said, when you're coming off the bench, you can't prepare yourself for 95 to 97 miles an hour hitting off the tee and getting some swings underneath. The main thing is you want to get a swing early in your at-bat, and he was able to do that. Fortunately, it went into the seats and right.
Kyle Seager in an 0-2 hole. Ben Broussard had the last pinch hit grand slam back in 07. Felix Hernandez, will see him coming up this weekend. Jesus Sucre, he'll start tomorrow. Logan Morrison getting the day off. And Mike Montgomery ready to take the mound. Here's a double play opportunity as Iglesias gets it back to Marte. 3-6-3 twin killer.
Take a look at it. He'll field it. Iglesias, quick hands, and an easy double play.
It brings up Nelson Cruz, 3 for 19 on this road trip. His 3rd hit Loud. Hit it up into the hedges that form the batter's eye here at Comerica Park.
For Sanchez, talked about his fastball. He'll also mix in a slider and his changeup. Those are his two off-speed pitches he likes to throw. His changeup has been a really good pitch to the left-handed hitters. That's why they've struggled against him. Occasional curveball and cutter.
Pitch revving up and in on Cruz, who's 1 for 7 with the home run against Sanchez. Wrap up this series with a day game tomorrow. Mariners will then come home 3 for Toronto, 3 with Toronto, and 3 with Arizona. Brad Ausmus in his second year took over for Jim Leland. CenturyLink, what's next? Hisashi Iwakuma goes against All-Star David Price. Will this be Price's final start, or maybe his next to last start as a Tiger? 1-2, way off the glove of James McCann. Iwakuma's pitched well his last 2 times out. Good to have him back off in the DL.
I expect him to pitch well tomorrow. I think that even though pitchers will tell you that they don't care about who's on the other side of the field, he knows that his margin tomorrow is not going to be very big, so you have to make some pitches early.
Here's another 2-strike hit to right field by Nelson Cruz, and this is going to be a double. How about that? Got it on a 2-2 pitch. Kelly with his 4th hit of the trip, and that's his 14th double.
And not only that, look where the slider ends up. It's well off the plate away. You can see the location on our EQC tracer, and again with 2 strikes, Nelson not trying to do too much with it and just dumps it down into the right field corner to get himself into scoring position. One of the hot hitters for the Mariners, and Robinson Cano.
5 for his last 8 over the last 2 ball games. He has really looked good. Hit the ball with authority almost every time last night.
Apparently he likes hitting in that cleanup spot because that's where he's been in the last 2 games, hitting 4th.
Strike 1 to Robbie. Let's take a look at our Arco top tier performer in July. Eric Ibar, we're familiar with him. Xander Bogaerts, Lorenzo Canagay. You identified him immediately. Then he got Cano and Alcides Escobar.
I think Robinson Cano just stay right around that 352 clip the rest of the way. Things will be just fine for him.
No doubt about it. Iglesias plays it off the bag. Throws out Cano, and the Mariners are gone in the 1st. They do get a double from Cruz, who's stranded out there. See what Mike Montgomery has to offer is 3-0 on the road with a 1.69 ERA. He'll face the #1 hitting team in the American League. What a revelation Mike Montgomery's been since coming over late in spring training. He has been outstanding, especially on the road. 3-0, a 1.69 ERA. Takes on a formidable Tigers offense tonight.
Number one hitting team, the Tigers. Leading off the speedy Rajay Davis. Then it's Ian Kinsler having a good series. Cespedes has homered in both games so far. Victor Martinez, the DH and cleanup hitter. And it's J.D. Martinez with the long home run everybody's talking about. He will hit fifth in the lineup. Castellanos, what a series, 3 for 6 with a home run. Then it's McCann, Marte, and Iglesias rounding out the 9.
Cano stays with it and throws out Davis. Rajay, one of the leaders in triples in the American League.
American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Ackley getting the start in left field. Jackson in center. Nelson Cruz out and right. Kyle Seager in third. Miller and Cano playing up the middle. Mark Trumbull getting the start at first base. Morrison the night off. Mike Zunino doing the catching. And for Montgomery on the year, 4-3 record, but a 2.51 ERA for him. 43 strikeouts to 16 walks. Opponents hitting just .218 off of Mike.
Kinsler has been a thorn in the side of the Mariners the last couple of nights. Looks at strike one. 2 for 5 in last night's game.
And then the crushing home run in the first game.
Oh, brother.
Mariners had the lead by a run, and Kinsler with the 2-run homer late.
Good pitch.
And that's the changeup.
Montgomery had a stretch where he beat Kansas City and San Diego, back-to-back complete game shutouts, and then followed that up going 5 2/3, beating Oakland in Oakland. The 3-game stretch that was. His ERA during that time an 0.37 in those 3 games. Impressive.
I was asked today about scouting reports and when do teams get their reports on certain pitchers, because Mike is still fairly new. I said Tigers have a report and they have video, they have everything on him. The one thing that they haven't done is faced him yet. So still a little bit of an edge for Mike. I think the bottom line, though, when you're facing the number 1 hitting team in the American League, and they've really done a good job against left-handers, is you have to locate. And I like the way that he's been trying to pitch inside and then using his changeup.
Fair ball. Ackley will get it back in. Kinsler closer than I thought it was going to be. Just got in there.
Strong throw from Ackley and a quick tag by Cano.
Good operation there. I didn't watch Kinsler out of the box. I don't know if he didn't get it into high gear quickly enough.
I was watching to see if Ackley could cut it off. He was able to. Makes a strong throw in between hop and a quick pick and tag by Cano.
See how Kinsler got out of the box.
He's out in pretty good shape.
All right, yeah. And he sees it's a little bit urgent right now. Boy, that's a close play. Second base umpire's Laz Diaz.
He was right there. Good position to make the call, and I think he had it right.
22nd double for Ian Kinsler.
We were talking about location, and on that last changeup, and that's what Kinsler hit into the corner. He elevated it. He's not going to get away throwing his changeup up in the middle of the plate against this Tigers club.
Working with Laz Diaz, you got Chris Guccione, the home plate umpire, and Corey Blazer at first and Jeff Nelson at third. Here's Cespedes. Yoenis having a terrific year, 4th in hits, tied for 4th in extra base hits this season. Hit yet another home run against the Mariners that came in the 5th inning last night. 2-0.
The Tigers hitting .276 as a club against left-handed pitching. Surprisingly, Cespedes has had his struggles. He's only hitting .173 against lefties as you look at Victor Martinez waiting on deck.
Mariners have seen too much of Cespedes. 18 career home runs. Off the end of the bat. Strike one. Montgomery starting out with the Kansas City organization, ends up with Tampa Bay, and last couple of days of spring training traded over Erasmo Ramirez. 3-1 to Cespedes. And he lost it. 1 out, runners at first and second. The ever dangerous Victor Martinez coming to the plate. Lloyd McClendon couldn't say enough about how great that win was last night. Moving forward, this is game number 95.
Well, the urgency is certainly there, and again, once you jump out to a pretty good lead early, typically for the Mariners, because of their pitching, they're going to take care of the rest of the game, but then the Mariners eventually lost that lead, and that would have been tough, especially with the way they lost the game the night before and the way the road trip has gone.
Yeah, with 2 and 3 in this road trip, he could turn that number around in a heartbeat. Heck, it could be 4 and 1.
Well, they were all one-run games except for last night when the Mariners win by 2.
Big margin, huh? Talking to Lloyd about that today. Said you can identify about 10 pitches that during the course of the season. 10 pitches.
Turn your season around.
Yep. It made a big difference. 1-0 to Victor. Seager to Cano as they go around the horn. Nicely done. So the Mariners get a first inning double play to quell a Detroit threat. We go to the second inning. Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by Alaska Airlines. 80 non-stop destinations and growing. By your local Ford stores. By the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Chris Young August 14th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. And by Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. Good look at the Ambassador Bridge. Detroit on the left, Windsor, Ontario, Canada on the right. Towards Renaissance Center. Beautiful day here in Detroit. 74 degrees at first pitch at 7:08 Eastern Time. Seth Smith, line drive, caught by Marte. So it was hooking foul.
Tigers with the shift on, and that's why Marte is so close to the line. And Dave was right, that ball was foul by the time he made the catch. Mark Trumbo in the lineup tonight. Logan Morrison getting the night off. You may wonder why. And we gave you the numbers, the splits for Sanchez. Right-handers hitting 66 points higher than left-handers.
Strike one to Mark, who's 5 for 15 against Sanchez. 3 hits on the road trip. I don't like that at bat he had late in the game. I think with 2 outs, Friday or Saturday in New York. Kept the game alive, battled. Took about 7-8 pitches.
Talked about it with him. He's crawling right now, trying to get out of it. just consistency really is what he's looking for. The other thing he's done a good job pinch hitting. He's 3 for 4 as a pinch hitter coming off the bench, and that's not always an easy thing to do. But I think what Lloyd wants to see him do is hit the ball hard consistently, because if he's doing that, then you'll see him start to drive it out of the ballpark. Sanchez throwing a lot of strikes. 18 pitches, 15 strikes.
Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Rung up by Chris Guccione. Bottom end of the zone, first strikeout. There's 2 away. Warm up your voices. Coming up Friday, it's fireworks night at Safeco Field, and the post-game pyrotechnics, you're going to love it. It's a show that's going to feature a sing-along soundtrack to some of the rock classics like Don't Stop Believin' and Shout. So go to Mariners.com, pick up your tickets for Friday's fireworks night, presented by Seattle City Light. Dustin Ackley, strike 1. Foul ball. The Yak attack is 2 for 6 against Sanchez. And an 0-2 hole here. And first hit on the road trip. It's 0 for 6. Sanchez ready. Here comes the 1-2 offering. 0-2.
He has a good fastball tonight. He's hit 94 a number of times here early in the ball game. Starting to mix in a 2-seamer from time to time as well, trying to get more ground ball outs. Early in the year, a lot of his issues, he's up in the zone. Likes to throw a lot of 4-seamers. Too much of the plate, and his slider was a little bit flat. Again, he's given up 19 home runs. A lot of that damage coming early in the season. He's been much better lately.
He was 1-3 after 5 games with a no decision and a big ERA, 5+. 2-2 to Ackley. And he's rung up. A couple of called third strikes here. The Mariners second, no score. Great addresses in Major League Baseball. Michigan Avenue in Trumbull, home of Tiger Stadium. Mike Blowers, the memory bank Open it up. What do you got for us?
Well, I played on that field, and that flagpole, you see, that thing was in play, by the way.
Oh, man.
But obviously, things a lot different. The entire stadium gone now, but a lot of fond memories about that ballpark.
Number one memory in that ballpark as we watch J.D. Martinez standing.
I saw Mike Moore at the ballpark here yesterday, and a lot of Mariner fans will remember Mike starting his career in Seattle. Really good right-handed pitcher, but I hit a home run off of Mike Moore off the facade in right field in the second deck.
Overhang?
Yeah. I think that was my first home run there.
Nice.
Yeah.
My
other one was, I can remember my very first hit bat I ever had there. And
right.
I can remember the players, they used to talk about how it was either the mound but I think it was home plate. They said it was turned a little bit. And so the angles were off.
You're right.
And so I remember my first at bat there. And Jack Morris was on the mound. Struck out, never swung the bat.
Couple of fastballs.
Just everything away. I thought it was well off the plate, but I went back and looked at the video. They were all strikes, and they said, no, it's the way the plate's turned. You got to get closer to the plate.
Oh, man. As J.D. Martinez strikes out. I forgot about that angle. Good call.
I told you the story before, but that was the game. Palermo was the third base umpire, and I walked out to my position after that at bat, and he looked at me and he said, kid, get your hacks in. That's Jack Morris on the mound. You're not going to see anything in the middle of the plate. He was right.
Here's Nick Castellanos. One out, first strikeout for Montgomery.
The other thing I remember that ballpark is it was really cold in April.
I bet.
Yeah, we played some games when it was snowing. And real cold. I liked it, though.
Yeah, it's not good to have Detroit playing in April. You're stay at home.
The other thing I can remember about that ballpark is the dugout. It wasn't even half the size of these dugouts. Really small dugouts.
Swing and a miss by Castellanos. He said, what, half the guys had to stay in the clubhouse, right?
You have to stay in the clubhouse and be careful when you stood up off the bench because you could hit your head on the top of it.
Right, because when it was built, probably the average height for an American was 5'10". Max.
And they had just some great teams over the years, too.
Bullpens, you look like a World War I pillbox or something.
They did,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
2-2 pitch. So we'll check his swing. Montgomery facing the Tigers for the very first time. Castellanos was on fire last night, 3 for 4. And a home run in the 7th inning. And Mike walks him, second walk. 3-2 pitch way up high. I'll bring up the catcher, James McCann. McCann went 2 for 2 in the first game.
Talked about this Tigers club and leading the league in hitting, second in runs scored, second in slugging, first in on-base percentage. Such a fine line for a pitcher, Dave, when you're facing this lineup because it's deep to begin with, and you have to work ahead, and you have to pitch off the edges, and it's such a fine line between pitching off the edges of the plate and either missing away or throwing pitches in the middle of the plate.
Breaking ball for strike, 0-2.
It's one of the things that I thought Jay Happ after that second inning really did an excellent job of.
Hung it. It's hit the left field. Ackley can't get it. Castellanos to second. Ackley goes back to retrieve. Now hold Castellanos at third.
I don't think Castellanos was sure whether he caught it or not.
And he probably, just with the sun out there, might have had a hard time discerning what was going on.
And here you go. This is a changeup up out over the plate. And you can see Dustin with the sunglasses on, fighting the sun, trying to make the diving catch.
Double for McCann, his 13th. Brings up Jeffrey Marte, the first baseman. Getting a lot of time now with Miguel Cabrera on the disabled list until mid-August.
Castellanos, the runner at third. He does not run well, so the corners are playing in. The middle infielders are playing about halfway. Trying to give themselves a little bit more range on the infield.
Ball one, 1-1. Under his hands, misses. 2-1 to Marte. Came on as a pinch hitter last night's game, 1-0 for 3. No advance by the runners. Ball 3.
He's thrown some good curveballs here early, but it looks like he's struggling a little bit with his changeup command. A couple of changeups that have been up have hurt him, including the double by McCann. Tried to make an adjustment with the last one. You can see on our AQC tracer it bounced out in front of home plate, so he doesn't quite have a feel for it yet.
Important pitch here, 3-1, 2 on. Swing.
Right back to the changeup again, that one below the strike zone. He was able to get Marte to chase it. Take a look at the last pitch. Didn't want to give in to him. Just 81 miles an hour.
3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball, foul. Three and two, runners at second and third, 1 out. Struck him out. Huge strikeout for Mike Montgomery, his second of the inning.
Well, he found his changeup there. That's one of the better ones you can see on the EQC tracer, right at the bottom of the strike zone. Take a look at this changeup. He's thinking he's getting a fastball because he's in a 3-2 count. An excellent location. The key is keeping it down in the zone. Big strikeout.
I bring up a tough hitter in Jose Iglesias, 4th in batting in the American League, and he's got the best batting average against lefties in the league at .397. So this will be a test.
Rajay Davis waiting on deck. He has first base open. Davis hitting .280 against left-handers.
Ball 1. Gaining confidence in that pitch, 1-1. Iglesias had to sit out last night's game, sinus infection, plate scratch. Here's 1-1. Miller is right there. Mike Montgomery, there it is again, Mike. He escapes some early problems. That's been his pattern. And it's been one of his strong suits in the early going as a Mariner. history, Major League Baseball history, and the big train, Walter Johnson, becomes the first member of the 3,000 strikeout club in 1923. He was the all-time strikeout leader from 1921 till 1983, when Steve Carlton passed him, and then Nolan Ryan took over in 1984. But that's a long time to hold that record. Next member to join the club, the great Bob Gibson in 1974. Johnson out of Humboldt, Kansas, grew up in Southern California at Fullerton, and was discovered by a scout playing for a phone company team in Weiser, Idaho. There's Brad Miller to lead things off for the Mariners. Top of the third, Brad, Mike Zunino, and Austin Jackson. Broken bat, ground ball. Marte stays with it.
Dave, you were talking about it as we were going to break, and you're right. Mike Montgomery just continues to make quality pitches when he gets in trouble. He may make some mistakes to get himself into trouble, but he really, for a young pitcher at this level, has done an excellent job, and that's the reason why he comes into the game with an ERA at 2.5. He'll either manage the damage or get out of it completely. And right there, second and third, one out against the best hitting club in the American League, and was able to get out of it without giving up a run.
He had marveled at that in his previous 9 starts.
Well, and the other part about it, I was just talking about how he was struggling with his changeup command, and then all of a sudden he's in trouble. There's his changeup. Threw 3 of his best changeups to the next 2 hitters.
Yeah, he and Zunino didn't give up on it. Good sign.
Well, Mike won't. He knows he's going to have to throw it.
1-2 to Mike. Zunino 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, and a big 2 for 3 performance on Monday night. Drove in 3.
And I thought the hit yesterday, the double that he hit in the left center field gap, was important, because we all know about the first game that he had driving in the 3 runs. What you want to do is you want to build off of that, because if you come right back the next day and you go over, you feel like you gave something away. And for him to check in with the double and go 1 for 4, confidence-wise, was big for him. So hopefully he can check in with a base hit tonight and continue to move forward.
Strikes out here, out number 2. That's a 3rd K registered by Sanchez. They celebrate Jamie Moyer, 9th member of the Mariners Hall of Fame, with a special luncheon in his honor on August 7th. Enjoy a meal on the Safeco Field infield and listen to great stories and memories from Jamie and other Mariner legends, including J. Edgar and Sweet Lou. So visit Mariners.com/Jamie for more info. Breaking ball to Austin Jackson. That's what he hit for a base hit on an 0-2 count, leading off the ball game. 4-game hitting streak for Austin. Oh, and 2. Nice to see him in center field every day. Boy, he can give you gap-to-gap coverage.
Well, and as of late, he's really been swinging the bat while getting on the bases.
And he's rung up. Sanchez 4th strikeout in 3 innings. 3 of them looking. No score. Right-hand hitter of his generation, Miguel Cabrera. He's on the DL right now, so take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the ball game. How about the escapability? It just continues for Mr. Montgomery.
No, it really does, and this is something we've seen already. The Tigers 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, and that's through just the first 2 innings. If you look at it, he's given up a couple of doubles in the ball game, but when they've been in scoring position, he's made some quality pitches. He'll have to get right through the top of the order. So second time through the lineup for the Tigers.
Off-speed pitch to Rajai Davis for a strike. First pitch swinging to open up the home first, grounded out to Cano.
It looks like he has a good curveball tonight. A few times he's missed just down out of the strike zone. There's the changeup again. And I think when you're facing a quality hitting club, you have to be able to throw your off-speed pitches, or at least one of them, for a strike early in counts, just to try to work your way ahead. You're not going to get away with just throwing fastballs. So his curveball is pretty important to him tonight, and it looks like he has a good one.
Ball and 2 strikes to Davis, who's one of the fastest players in the league. Rick Waite's got to like what he sees to this point. Breaking ball outside from the 26-year-old from Valencia, California. Montgomery is the name of his high school in Santa Clarita, California. William S. Hart High School. Named after one of the early cinema cowboys. It is Southern California, so that makes sense. 3-2 count here. He's walked 2, struck out 2. Way upstairs to Davis. And he is a base running threat. 14 stolen bases, been caught just 3 times. This coming Sunday, Kyle Seager, poster day at Safeco Field. Mariners will be taking on the Blue Jays, wrapping up that series. 1:10 first pitch. Thanks to Topps, all youngsters are going to take home a poster of the Gold Glover, plus a baseball card set featuring your favorite major leaguers. Get your tickets, Mariners.com. See how Montgomery holds Davis on. Kinsler drops down a bunt. It is a beauty. Charging Seager, and it gets away. Davis can fly. Somebody's got to cover home plate. Montgomery is, and here comes Davis to score. They got Kinsler between second and third, but nobody covered the bag there. So 1-0 Detroit.
Kyle was playing back, and you can see the bunt. He comes in, makes the barehanded play. And I think Trumbo trying to fight to keep his foot on the bag. Wasn't able to make the catch. It was just over the top of his glove. I think in that situation, it was going to be a really close play at first. If you're not sure, you have to come off the bag and at least be able to make the catch.
Kinsler at second, scoring on the play. It is a single E5, no RBI.
Mariners had been playing pretty good defense, but a couple of errors last night, now an error early in this one.
The hitter is Cespedes, and he's ahead 2-0. Walked in a 3-1 pitch first time. Two-0 pitch in the dirt. Three 3-0 to Cespedes with Victor Martinez on deck. Kinsler at second. And Cespedes walks for the second time, this time on 4 pitches. 4th walk issued by Montgomery. Danger sign starting to flash now with Victor Martinez and J.D. Martinez coming up.
Well, and as you mentioned it, the 4 walks, and that's something that Mike is going to have to try to stay away from. It'll cost him. Already one of the walks is scored, and especially when you get in these situations with Victor Martinez and J.D. Martinez due up after that.
Tigers batting average runners in scoring position 280.
It's one of those things we were talking about at the start of it. It's what makes it so difficult. Is there's such a quality hitting club, and it's a fine line, and you can see Mike is doing a pretty good job overall, but it makes it difficult locating your fastball, using your off-speed pitches, and pitching on the edges of the plate.
Victor Martinez bounced into a 5-4-3 double play to end the first inning. Ball 1. Mike, first round pick of Kansas City. 36 pick overall back in 2008. Gets away from Zunino. Runners are going to move up. If he had that on the glove.
No, that'll be a pass ball, I think. Looked like a fastball. Might have even been a strike, and Mike just missed it. Well, a few times the team tried to frame a pitch and not catch it. Another mistake here in the inning.
Second and third. Nobody out. Mariners had 2 errors in the second inning last night. They were able to hold the Tigers to 1 run in that inning.
And with nobody out, they're going to move their infield back.
Strike 1 to Victor Martinez. Down the line, could be trouble. Oh, it's a foul ball. Fourth pass ball of the season. Mike Zunino has Detroit business here. Second and third, and a 2-2 count coming up to Victor Martinez. J.D. Martinez on deck. Bottom left of your screen. Two and two. Just got a piece of it. Mike coming over to the Mariners March 31st. From Tampa for Erasmo Ramirez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Pitch to Martinez. Foul back.
Lloyd McClendon, he wants that pitch up higher. It was a good fastball, 90 miles an hour, but it was right at the top of the strike zone. He wants him to throw a pitch up out of the strike zone to get him to chase it.
See what gives here. 2 and 2. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Another foul ball.
The last pitch right in the middle of the plate, was able to get away with it. Take a look at the last pitch. You can see Mike with the high target. He wants that pitch right at the top of his helmet, if not higher. Wasn't able to get it there.
Montgomery in trouble here. Popped up. Going back, Trumbo. Cano coming over. He makes the play and gets it back to Zunino. That is a terrific play by Robinson Cano. Had it all the way. Look at him.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he? Why not smile about it? He also threw a strike to home. Take a look at it. Over the shoulder catch. That's well into right field. It was a fair ball.
That is a very, very big out.
And they're just going to put J.D. Martinez on. Not a bad idea.
I'll load him up. Mike's 5th walk, first intentional. No bargain here with Castellanos. Walked in a 3-2 pitch.
And he's had a good series. But I think you have to set things up for the double play right here. Castellanos does not run well. Montgomery can get him to hit the ball on the ground, which he has a knack for. Get out of the inning, giving up just the 1 run.
Here's an idea of how dangerous Castellanos is. Look how far this one goes. That's a good one. Home run there. Castellanos in a 2-2 pitch against Tom Wilhelmsen. 7th inning. He had a good series in Seattle. Breaking ball misses. Innings gone. Walk. Bunt. E5. Run scores on the error. Another walk. Great catch by Cano and an intentional walk to load him up. Now he's behind 2-0. Kinsler's at 3rd. Cespedes at 2nd. J.D. Martinez at first base.
And he's having to throw a lot of pitches, 64 pitches as he works here in the 3rd. Lloyd McClendon having to use 5 relievers to get through the game last night.
Time called by Zunino. Pitch number 27 coming up here in the 3rd inning. Two-0 pitch. Hit a long, long, long way. Grand slam. Nick Castellanos, 8th home run. Takes RBI total to 43. And man, oh man, that would have cleared the old configuration of this ballpark. 4-0 Detroit, #1 hitting team in the American League. That is some damage. 2-0 pitch. And he did not miss it.
Had to come to him with a strike, nowhere to put him, and he throws a fastball middle in, 90 miles an hour, and he turns it around. It's going to hit the bricks over everything. Here's the bricks right below K-Line's number out there.
Boy, that's some shot.
And Dave, you can look right at it. 3 walks in the inning, and all of them score.
Wow. Castellanos with a prodigious drive. The ground ball to Miller. It's off the bat of McCann. 2 outs. 2 outs. It'll bring an 8th man to the plate here in the 3rd inning.
Castellanos, his first career grand slam. He had been 5 for 13 on the season with bases loaded situations.
Hoping to get a ground ball, and he hit just dropped a bomb. That is a great play by Seager. Can he throw him out on the hop? No. Good speed there by Marte. Base hit, and the inning continues.
Take a look at this play. Diving play, smothers it, and it looks as if he slips a little bit trying to get the throw off using the grass, and he just beats it. So ninth hitter of the inning, walking up to home plate, Iglesias.
Fourth in the American League in hitting. Grounded out to short. This innings featured a pass ball, an error, and a grand slam.
And already 71 pitches for Mike as he works here in the third.
One to Iglesias. Ball two. Two-one pitch. Rifled down the line. Tough night for Mike Montgomery. This into the corner. Marte flying, getting a wave off from Dave Clark. Here's the throw, and the relay's dropped by Brad Miller. Marte scores with a head-first slide. 6-0 Detroit.
Take a look at it. We talked about Iglesias, a .397 hitter against lefties, and he gets a little cut fastball right on the inside corner and hits it into the corner. It hits the base of the wall, and that right there, Dustin had to make a couple extra steps to pick it up. Marte able to score first.
Iglesias, #1 hitter against lefty pitching, entering tonight. The Tigers, the inning will continue along here. It'll be the 10th man coming to the plate.
Starting to get some action out in the bullpen. David Rollins getting loose.
Top of the order. Here's Davis again. It's a breaking ball for a strike. So he's ahead 0-2. Davis walked and scored earlier in the inning. Off the glove of Seager. Running hard. Iglesias throw to the plate. Not in time. Davis to second with a flop slide. Brother. Iglesias comes around to score.
Couple of curveballs, comes back with the changeup. Davis out in front of it. Hits the line drive and goes right off the top of Kyle's glove. Brad thought he had a play at home. And unfortunately, when he makes the throw to home, Davis able to move up to second. Lloyd McClendon is on his way out to the mound.
Nightmare inning for Mike Montgomery here in the third. The 11th man about to come to the plate. Detroit blowing this thing open early, 7-0. A very disheartened Mike Montgomery, who got racked up here in the third.
For Rollins, just his 6th appearance on the air, 5 strikeouts, couple of walks.
And Kinsler, and an infield hit, dropped down a bunt earlier in this inning. He's 2 for 2, first inning double in the bunt. Big 7 up on the board for the Tigers, all in this inning. Jay Davis, super fast. He's at second base, 2 outs. Fouled off by Kinsler. Anibal Sanchez getting one long rest here in this third inning. One and 2 to Kinsler. Punches it. Fair ball down the line. Going for 2. Cruz digs it out. RBI double for Kinsler. He's 3 for 3. It's out now 8-0. Wow. 24-minute inning for this point. Kinsler having a terrific night.
Well, you mentioned it. Tigers as a club hitting .280 with runners in scoring position. That last pitch was a pretty good pitch. It was well off the plate away. Still able to dump it down the right field line.
12th man to the plate, Cespedes. He's walked twice. Strike 1. Rollins ahead of him. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball 1 to Cespedes. Fouled away. A lot of work in front of the Mariners. They play here in the bottom of the third inning. One-two pitch to Cespedes. Center field backs up Jackson. A lot of carry on this. Damage finally over. 12 men to the plate. 8 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, a man left. Yikes. 8-0 Tigers.
This kind of started things. Well, it was the walk before that. Kyle trying to make the play on the bump play, and Trumbo not able to come off the base. That'll be an error. Rajay Davis scoring, and after a couple more walks, first career grand slam for Castellanos.
Time to rally. The 8 runs matches the 8 put up on Felix back on June 12th at Houston. That was in the first inning. So we get ready for the 4th. There's Kyle Seager. Seager, Cruz, and Cano. 2-3-4 against Sanchez, who had about close to a half-hour break. Kyle bounced into a double play his first time. Sanchez job now, throw strikes. Big lead here in the 4th.
Well, he likes to throw his fastball, and he's had a good one tonight. You can see first pitch strikes for him, 11 batters, 9 first pitch strikes. I think the Mariner hitters, they can get ready to hit some fastballs early.
1-2 to Kyle. Two and two. Sanchez has given up 1 hit. And Cruz, a 2-2 count. Nelly hit a double to right field down the line. It's hit well, right field. Extra bases for Kyle Seager. There's the throw by J.D. Martinez, not in time. For Seager's 20th double. Good start to the 4th.
5 pitches, all of them fastballs, trying to go inside. Little cutter right there, trying to get it on his hands. Kyle able to get the barrel to it.
Third hit for the Mariners. Forgot to count Austin Jackson. He had a single to go with Cruz, and now this top 3 men in the order now have accounted for the 3 hits. High drive, deep left field. Don't even bother looking at it, Cespedes. Way out of here. 2-run homer. Boomstick, baby.
The Mariners get 2 of them back quickly. Cruz now homering in back-to-back games. And another fastball, first pitch fastball. Hit that up towards the walkway. Fastball inside, and he gets the barrel to a towering home run for Cruz. And for Sanchez, the 20th home run on the year that he has given up. Cespedes didn't even move.
Cano, base hit, left field. Good response here. 3 consecutive hits. Double 2-run homer and a single from your 2, 3, 4 hitters. Cano continues to be effective, hitting the ball hard to the left side. Jeff Jones, he wore out a path last night. First appearance here this evening.
Well, I think the message is going to be continue to pitch. You can't just throw fastballs because the guy spotted you 8 runs. Because that's what he's done in this inning. All of them have been hit hard.
Just the 4th inning. 3 consecutive hits, 2 runs. Keep hacking away. Seth Smith, a hard line out to the first baseman, Marte, in his first at bat.
And a curveball. No surprise.
0-1 to Seth. And Sanchez gets the call there. On the outer edges of the strike zone. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Ball 1. Steady performer, Seth Smith, 1 for 3 last night. RBI double in the first inning. 21 doubles. Bubbling just outside the top 10 in that category. So far tonight, Sanchez, through the first 3 innings, struck out 4. 3 of them look at a double play to get out of trouble in the first. We're in the 4th now. He's given up 3 consecutive hits and 2 runs. Seth rides one. Right field. That is off the fence. Digging for third, and he'll get there easily is Cano. Tag, got him at second. Another assist by J.D. Martinez, his 11th of the season.
Take a look at Seth. Again, it looks like a fastball, and it is 93 miles an hour. Hits it hard. Thinking, too, the whole way he was running hard, but a strong throw by J.D. Martinez and a good pick by Iglesias, the shortstop, to get him out at second base. So the Mariners, with 4 straight hits, unfortunately, Seth is tagged out at second base.
Trumbo fouls one off.
Take another look at the tag by Iglesias. Good play.
Laz Diaz with the call.
Tigers will play their infield back, so if Trumbo puts the ball in play on the ground, they should pick up another run.
One to Mark. Took a called third strike in the second inning. Bouncing ball to Iglesias. Cano scores. And that's a wide throw. He took his time a lot nonchalant. It's going to be an E6 on Iglesias. Mariners will take it.
We'll give Trumbo an RBI, but Trumbo can get down the line, maybe surprise Iglesias, because you watch him catch it, and he is flat-footed, taking his time. Yep, and then I think he peeked up and saw how far down the line Trumbo was and rushed his throw. Good hustle by Mark. Again, picks up the RBI. Another run for the Mariners.
Keep backing away. There's Dustin Ackley. Took a called third strike. Looks at ball 1. Liking the Mariners punching right back after giving up 8 runs, 6 earned, 5 hits. 12 men to the plate in the third inning.
No, I agree with you. Just keep fighting, and that's something that Lloyd McClendon was talking about yesterday.
One out to Ackley, throw over the first. Trumbo barely off the bag. One out. Ackley looking at a 1-0 pitch. Outside for ball 2.
A couple of things to keep in mind if you're the Mariners offensively. 1, Sanchez has now given up 20 home runs on the year, and 2, their bullpen has really struggled. Just keep fighting. The trick is you have to stop them from scoring.
Amen. 3-0 to Ackley. Brad Miller, the on-deck hitter for the Mariners. 3-0 to Ack. Takes a strike, 3-1. Here's Brad. Takes a pitch outside corner. Scuccioni, home plate umpire, full count. Runner goes, pitch. Hit hard down the left field line, foul.
An assist by J.D. Martinez, 11. Second in the American League. Leonis Martin from Texas has 12.
Kid's having a fantastic year. Three-two pitch. Breaking ball. Hit to Kinsler. Shoveled to Iglesias. And they get the double play. Good news though, the Mariners punch right back, get 3 runs after giving up 8 in the home third. It's an 8-3 Tiger lead. Ball here on Root Sport, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by AMPM. Too much good stuff. As always, a good crowd here in Detroit, and some Mariner fans in the building as well. The Tigers drawing well, third only to the Yankees and the Angels in the American League in attendance. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. A lot of hits and runs and errors so far, my man. Jeez.
Looking a lot like last night's game. It's going the other way, so maybe the Mariners can get back in this thing.
What,
a good response with the 3 runs.
I was going to say, what do we got, a beer league softball game going on here? Wow.
Some guys hitting is what you have.
Victor Martinez, 1 pitch, 1 out. Victor now 0 for 3, bounced into a double play and popped up. Cano made a terrific play. Pop up to retire him back in the third. This is David Rollins, came on in the third inning. 12 men to the plate for the Tigers. 8 runs, 6 earned, 5 hits, 2 errors, and a man left in that inning. Here's J.D. Martinez. Strikeout, an intentional walk, scored on the Castellanos grand slam. We've seen plenty of this guy. The series in Seattle, and now this one here in Detroit. See him offensively. So I'm getting another assist here, throwing out Seth Smith last inning. Good player. Marlins ahead 1-2. That's a big strikeout. 2 down. Second time Martinez is K'd today. Good job by Rollins to record his first strikeout.
And after a couple of good changeups from Rollins, he comes back with this fastball elevated in the strike zone and gets Martinez to chase it. Throwing strikes tonight. 14 pitches for him, 11 strikes.
Here's Castellanos. Got ahead in the count against Mike Montgomery with the bases loaded. First career grand slam. And he got his money's worth. Deep left center field. Hit it into the brick wall right under Al Kaline's retired number, deep left center field. Two and one. Rollins made his big league debut on the 4th of July at Oakland. 7 appearances at Tacoma. Fouled into Zanima's glove. Castellanos a walk and a slam tonight. Rollins coming over from Houston, 05 draft pick, up to 12th selection. And Lloyd McClendon likes to fight in his ball club, and they showed it. Top half of this inning, getting 3 runs on 4 hits. Full count.
Yeah, I think he's not going to like the walks and some of the sloppy play.
James McCann on deck. 3-2 to Castellanos. Strike 3 call. Nice job by Rollins to throw a 1-2-3-4. Gets a couple strikeouts. 8-3 Tigers. Calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap it up with the day game here tomorrow. They come home and play the high-scoring Toronto Blue Jays. Diamondbacks come to town, and then off to Minnesota for 3. Make that 4. That's a 4-game series. Right now, the focus, get back in this game. 8-3 Tigers right now.
Well, Brad Miller's going to lead things off, but David Rollins did his part, a 1-2-3 inning. Put Sanchez right back on the mound after the Mariners just scored 3.
Brad grounded out the first. Miller, Zunino, and Jackson, 8, 9, and 1. Ball 1. Good response by the Mariners, top of the 4th. 4 consecutive hits, a leadoff double Seager, 2-run homer Cruz. Cano with a single, Smith with a single. He was thrown out at second when Mark Trumbo put it in play. And an error by Iglesias scored Cano. Two and 2 here to Brad. Popped up. Castellanos takes a look. No play, but 5 rows deep. Houston hosting Boston right now. Bottom of the 2nd. Astros lead 1-0. Preston Tucker with a home run. Sorry to see Jason Vargas. This season may be over. He was shut down today, and Miller strikes out. Ventura, who was sent down yesterday, was brought right back to the big club in Kansas City. That's a 5th strikeout for Sanchez as we check out our CenturyLink What's Next. Good looking matchup too. Asashi Iwakuma's performed well his last couple of outings. Goes against the All-Star David Price. Price 127 Ks. Ball 1 to Mike Zunino, struck out on a 1-2 pitch.
Mike's first at bat. Sanchez just pitched him away the entire time.
Hit hard. Oh, what a play. Castellanos robs Zunino. 2 outs.
Well, he's doing everything in this series, isn't he? Take a look at it. This ball is hit right on the button by Mike Zunino. Hit it hard, and the diving effort by Castellanos. Throw up the line a little bit. They'll put the tag on Mike, taking a hit away from him.
That ball was really hit hard. Tough break from Mike. 2 outs, top of the order. Austin Jackson, 1 for 2. Single to center to start the ball game, and a called strike. Called out on strikes in the 3rd. One pitch to Austin. 2-1. You're just joining us. An 8-run 3rd inning by Detroit. 12 men to the plate. 8 runs, 6 earned, 5 hits, 2 Mariner errors, 1 man left. The Mariners jump right back. 3 runs on 4 hits in the top half of the 4th. Austin hits it hard. Going back, JD Martinez can't get it. Jackson will hold at second with the 2-out double. 2 for 3 night for Austin, hitting streak at 4 games, and it's his 11th 2-base hit.
Four extra base hits for the Mariners tonight. It's a 3rd double. 1 home run by Cruz. Kyle Seager has a double. Mariners 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. Last night the Mariners are gaudy 6 for 12 runners in scoring position.
Pitch to Seager.
Good changeup from Sanchez.
Jackson at second. You get Cruz on deck. 2 to Kyle. Love to get Seager on board here. Cruz having a heck of a night with a double and a 2-run homer. Out front. Count remains 0-2. Cruz. 4th inning, Seager on a 2-2 pitch double to right. Cruz first pitch he saw and well up into the stands in left field. His 23rd home run. Upfield, Cespedes right there. That'll do it, Mariners. Get Jackson a second, that's it. 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Everybody support those who protect our West. Now until August 31st. A portion of every purchase of Coors Banquet will be donated to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. Learn more about the foundation and the Protect Our West program at WFFoundation.org. David Rollins coming off a nice 4th inning, going 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. His bunt popped up. Zunino's got it, 1 out. That's off the bat of James McCann.
A couple of first pitch outs for Rollins in the 4th inning. A ground ball off the bat of Victor Martinez, and now that one. And I'm sure Lloyd would like to see him. If he could get 2, maybe 3 innings out of him, he would be happy with that. Again, 5 relievers having to pitch in last night's ball game. The Mariners ended up winning 11-9.
Jeffrey Marte. Hard hit ball off of Kyle Seager. Boy, he hits this one. Down the line. Hooks foul.
Marte 1 for 2. 1-1. Scored on the Iglesias double in the third inning. 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and two. Iglesias on deck. Shortstop for the Tigers. Two and two. Way outside. 8 runs put up on the board by the Tigers in the third, and that's just 8 runs scored by Houston in Houston against Felix back on June 12. Most runs in an inning against the Mariners. Ground ball to Brad Miller. Nice hop for him. Throws at Marte. And there's 2 outs. Make sure you stick around after the game. Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines comes your way. Be Jim Mueller and Bill Kruger. Worked by Rollins now as he's retired 6 consecutive hitters. It's coming on. He gave up an RBI double to Kinsler in the third. He's retired the next 6 men. 2 outs. Here's Iglesias.
Iglesias 1 for 2 tonight. Had a double. Drove in a run and scored a run.
Big man they got from the Boston organization a couple of years ago. Missed last year with a leg injury. Ball and 2 strikes.
David Rollins now at 30 pitches. Retire Iglesias. I think Lloyd will get another inning out of him.
1-2. Fair ball down the line. Cruz coming after it. And his throw will be late off line. Just a little bit, but more late than anything. 2 doubles tonight. Iglesias 2 for 3.
Well, he came into the game hitting .397 against left-handers, and as Dave just mentioned, 2 for 3 tonight. Both of them doubles. One down the left field line. This one right down the right field line.
Leading hitter against left-hand pitching in the American League.
Tigers tonight 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Top of the order, Rajai Davis. Backhanded by Miller. Got to hurry. Davis can run. Pulled him off the bag.
Trumbo thought he had a piece of him, so Lloyd McClennan's going to the top step. Take a look. You can see how quickly Brad had to get rid of the ball because of the speed of Davis. Take a look. I think he catches his back foot, but I'm not sure if his front foot was on the base or not. I don't think he gets him. And it looks like they're going to take a look at it.
Super Mo here. Boom, got him. Right there, there's the foot moving. That's close.
Tell you what was impressive is that last stride by Davis.
I'm with you. I've seen Davis run over the years, and he can move. Jumbo's had a decent amount of experience at first base. You can see the glove move right there. He got him. Ball moving in the glove.
I think that's plenty. Call him out. Guys are halfway to the dugout. They saw the replay up on the big screen.
Glacius is going to the dugout. He's out. There we go. Good call. Good work in the replay system. And fine play by Mark Trumbo. That'll do it for the Tigers in the fifth. 8-3 Detroit. About Nelson Cruz, power hitter, 10th leading hitter in the American League tonight, but his ability to get it done with a base hit with 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 strikes, it's a big key, and for a slugger, we've seen a lot of that right there. Just cut the swing down every now and then. If he gets a pitch, he can do damage on. This is in yesterday's ball game, the home run up in the hedges. And then tonight, watch him cut this swing off right here. Didn't roll over on it, just punched it into right field and picks up a double.
A double and a punch shot.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And what was the one the other day? Mishit it at Yankee Stadium. It almost got out.
Yeah, he's locked in tonight. A couple extra base hits, a double, and a home run tonight. Take a look at his last at bat, and he absolutely crushes a fastball. He'll hit it up over the walkway and left. Cespedes doesn't even move.
That's our Seattle City Light power play.
Tigers have the shift on with Cruz hitting.
I always like watching those home runs with the fielder just, yeah, what else you got?
I think sometimes the courtesy, you can turn around and take a step and then stop. Just as a courtesy to the pitcher. Oh boy.
Left field, right field rather, a long way, and he got it out. He got it out. That is some serious strength. The boomstick checks in again. What a night. He's 3 for 3. 2 homers. Takes his home run total to 24. 3 RBI night. It's 57. Boomstick, baby. 8-4 ball game.
And more importantly, the Mariners cut that 8-0 deficit in half with that home run. 306 average, 24 home runs for Cruz.
Well, Lloyd's been talking about him. He's going to get hot, and he hits them in bunches.
Well,
that's
what's
happening.
Location. Yeah, look at the location of that pitch. That's right on the outside corner. It just goes the other way with it.
Plenty to spare.
Well, back into the seats. You can see it's 330 down the line.
Cano rides one right field. J.D. Martinez is there to make the catch. Robbie is stinging the ball with regularity.
Cano now 1 for 3 tonight. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times.
Seth Smith. Hard foul out. Base hit to right. Thrown out by J.D. Martinez, trying to stretch it to a double.
And the reason why it was a hard foul out is the Tigers have the shift on again, and Marte, the first baseman, is playing right on the line. And Seth hit a line drive that was actually in foul territory, but he was able to make the catch because of the shift. Nuno getting loose in the pen.
Good count here, 2-0. 3-0.
Trumbo waiting on deck. He has an RBI.
Fourth multi-home run game for Cruz this season, 17th career. 3-1 to Seth. Trumbo's on deck. This was an 8-0 Detroit lead. Mariners are hacking away, and another base runner here. First walk issued by Sanchez. Last Mariner with a 3-home run game was Jose Lopez back in 2010. Towering fly ball, deep left, staying in the ballpark. Off the bat of Trumbo.
He had a slow breaking ball in the middle of the plate and just missed it. Skied it out towards the warning track and left.
Wilson, the right-hander, like Ian Kroll, the left-hander. Dustin Ackley will be the hitter now. He took a called third strike and bounced into a double play. Ackley taking first pitch strike, 0-1. Smith at first, 2 outs, a run in on Cruz, his second home run of the night, 24th of the season. Ackley gone on 3 pitches. Nelson Cruz highlights this 6th. That's the lead in half. Powers this ball out of here right side. More than 3.
Baseball on Root Sports being brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Jack in the Box. Get the new steak and egg breakfast burrito at Jack in the Box. It's not your basic breakfast burrito. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Game 3 of a 4-game set. Back with you tomorrow morning, Seattle time, as Vidal Nuno takes over.
And he's pitched well. This will be his 15th appearance, a 2.45 ERA, 13 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Opponents hitting just .226 against him. Not a good fastball in the low 90s, mixing a slider with it. Occasional changeup.
First batter's going to be Ian Kinsler. Tip of the cap to David Rollins.
Yes.
2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, we talked about the Mariners after they scored the 3 runs. You have to hold the Tigers down, and Rollins did his part, able to do that. I think that Rick Waits will be happy with his effort today because David, who's obviously just recently called up, has a good fastball. He'll be 93, 94. But because of this lineup, he had to mix in his changeup more tonight, and he threw some good ones. I think that's something that Rick will be happy about.
Kinsler, Cespedes, and Martinez. Victor Martinez, 2-3-4 coming up for Detroit. Fouled off by Ian Kinsler. Last time we saw Nuno was Yankee Stadium on Sunday, inning in the 3rd of scoreless relief. 2-2. He also appeared in Saturday's game. Mariners won that one 4-3. 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. Turned in some good work. Kinsler rides it deep left center field. Run down by Austin Jackson. There's a deep drive and just 1 out. It's comfortable out there, that's for sure. This Saturday, Mariners and News Talk 97.3 Cairo FM Seattle are teaming up for Fight Hunger Day. Prior to the ballgame, non-perishable food items and monetary donations will be collected outside the gates of Safeco Field to benefit Northwest Harvest. Help support this great cause. 2 walks, a run scored, and a fly out to center for Cespedes. Yoenis with a home run, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning in last night's game. Good pitch by Nuno. 1-2.
Since being called up, he's really done a good job of mixing things up. He's not afraid to pitch inside.
Good work again by Nuno. Picks up a strikeout. There's 2 outs as Cespedes is retired.
And another off-speed pitch. Good curveball. Throws it in the dirt. Able to get Cespedes to swing right over the top of it.
Victor Martinez, the hitter, 0 for 3. Bounced into a double play. A pop-up caught by Cano over his shoulder. Wonderful play. And a ground out to 3rd. Tigers scored 8 runs in the 3rd. Mariners come right back with 3 in the 4th. And then another run off Cruz's homer, 2nd of the night. That was in the 6th.
Strike one to Martinez. Two and two. Nuno coming over from Arizona. We'd seen him a few years ago as a starter with the Yankees. Two. Austin Jackson, a couple steps back and to his left, makes a catch. Nuno throws a 1-2-3-6. Coming up, Brett Miller, Mike Zunino, and Austin Jackson, 8-4 Tigers. Take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. The Central Division Tigers ruled this division the last 4 years, 10.5. That came under 500 entering today. Kansas City having an outstanding year. The same goes for the Minnesota Twins. Mariners finished with Cleveland and still have to play home and home against the White Sox. White Sox having all kinds of trouble scoring runs. Their pitching's decent. Brad Miller leads it off. Brad 0 for 2 tonight. Round out the first and a strikeout. Mike Zunino to follow along with Austin Jackson.
This will probably be the last inning for Sanchez. Now at 88 pitches.
Struck out 6, walked 1. Pick one to Brett.
I think the Mariners can pick up one more run off of him here in this inning and get after the bullpen.
Three and one.
Mike Zunino waiting on deck. 0 for 2, was robbed of a base hit his last time up. Castellanos, the third baseman, diving play.
And Brad's aboard. Sanchez's second walk.
Now we'll probably get the bullpen busy for the Tigers. Leadoff walk. And it will.
0 for 2 night for Mike. Strikeout. Robbery committed by Nick Castellanos. Hard hit ground ball. Dove towards the line to snag it. Got up and threw him out. Ian Kroll, the left-hander. Alex Wilson, a right-hander. Ball one. Keep chipping away, boys. Keep chipping away. Back up this way. 1-1 to Mike. Zunino starting in 23 of the last 25 games. He'll catch a blow tomorrow with Sucre getting the start behind the plate. Miller back. It's his long look. And it's popped up short right field. Coming in Martinez, calling off Kinsler. One out. Make sure you follow the Mariners wherever you are. MLB.com at bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. So get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Austin Jackson having a good night, 2 for 3. Open up the ball game with a single to center. Struck out looking in the third, doubled to right center in the fifth. Got a piece of McCann. Strike one. Mariners trying to rally to go 3-3 in this road trip before they come home. 3 with Toronto and 3 with Arizona.
Austin over his last 7 games, including tonight, he is now 9 for 15. 3 stolen bases.
The Toronto series, we're going to see Felix Hernandez, R.A. Dickey, Jay Happ, and Marco Estrada. Taijuan Walker and Mark Burley. Taijuan works quickly, and what more can you say about Burley?
Nobody works faster than Burley.
So, some guys ready to quick operators on Sunday afternoon.
I'd say the goal right now is to try to find a way to get Nelson Cruz to the plate this inning. You have Jackson at Seager and then Nelson Cruz.
Kyle's on deck. 1 for 3, a double to right in the fourth.
Nelson Cruz is already on the top step, ready to get out of the on deck circle.
Can't say that I blame him. Double 2-run homer and a solo home run. Oh, 2 to Austin. Hanging up for Martinez. Falls off Davis. Two outs. Martinez threw out Seth Smith back in the 4th inning. His 11th assist of the season.
Well, I would think that if Kyle can reach base, you're going to have a pitching change. I don't think Brad Ausmus, the manager for the Tigers, is going to let Cruz face Sanchez again. Sanchez now at 97 pitches.
1 for 3 night for Kyle. Strike one. Eight-run third for Detroit. Mariners answer right back, top of the fourth with 3. One more in the sixth. Fouled out of play. 0-2 to Kyle. Sanchez in his 4th season with Detroit. Marty and Wilson continue to heat up. This will be pitch number 100 coming up for Sanchez. He began his big league career back in 06 after 5 years in the minors. He was with the Marlins. Stayed with that club until the 12 season. And the Tigers picked him up and he went 4-6. 0-2.
For Sanchez, his season high is 117 as far as his pitch count goes. He's done that a couple of times. His last outing against the Mariners, he threw 113 pitches to get through 6 1/3.
Ball and 2 strikes. Miller takes off. Throw by McCann. Not in time. Stolen base for Brad Miller. His 10th.
Not really paying much attention to him. Pretty good pitch to throw on. You can see McCann pitch at the top of the strike zone. Catchers like it when it's up there. It's almost like a pitch out. But a good jump by Brad as he gets the stolen base and gets himself into scoring position.
2-2 pitch to Seager. Put in play. Line drive left field. Cespedes has the great arm, and Rich Donnelly holds up Miller at third. Well, here comes Cruz. This is what we were hoping for, and here comes Brad Ausmus. There was no way he was going to let him see him again. Double to right. 2-run homer to left. Solo homer to right for Cruz this evening. And Cruz will be coming to the dish with a couple of men aboard, and the Mariners down 8-4. Catch, and he's caught Sanchez 3 times tonight. A double and 2 homers.
This one, a tape measure home run, hits it up over the walkway over all those people. 2-run homer right there, and then why not go the other way? Hits it well into the seats into right. 24th home run of the year.
So he comes up. Mariners down 8-4. Runners at the corners, and Alex Wilson takes over.
He's been one of the few out of the pen that has pitched well. This will be his 35th appearance. 1.99 ERA in 49 2/3. Just 28 strikeouts, but he's only walked 8 batters. Opponent's hitting .238. He's given up 2 home runs this year.
Cruz 2 for 6 against him. Three for 3 night for Nelly with 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Strike 1. Brad Miller's at third. You get Kyle Seager at first. 2 outs here in the 7th. Sanchez done after 6 2/3. 2 runners belong to him. Cruz looking to inflict more damage. 1-1.
The Mariners tonight 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
1-1 pitch. Fouled it off the right leg of the catcher, McCann. 1-2.
Rajai Davis, the center fielder, shading towards left center. Huge gap in right center field. JD Martinez, the right fielder, playing straight up.
Big spot in this ball game. 1-2, 2 out, 2 on. Pitch. Fouled it off.
Yeah, no surprise. Alex Wilson trying to keep everything down and away from Cruz. You can see all those sliders.
Wilson ready. Here we go at 1-2 again. Al Albuquerque, right-hander, getting ready. Pitched third of an inning last night and an inning on Monday. Couple of men aboard here for Cruz in the 7th. Mariners down 4. Still 1-2.
He is fouling off some tough pitches. Being very careful with him. You see that last pitch, the 6th pitch of this at bat, just off the outside corner at the knees.
Trying to get the Mariners just a little bit closer here. Long look by Wilson. He's ready with the 1-2. Struck him out. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Bottom of the 7th coming up. 7th inning stretch in Detroit. 8-4 Tigers. Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Across the river, looking into Windsor, Ontario from here in Detroit. Renaissance Center. Tigers 8-4 lead. Mariners made it interesting here after giving up an 8 spot in the 3rd inning. Nelson Cruz has had a heck of a night, 2 home runs. But Nuno will continue on here in the 7th. He went 1-2-3 in the 6th. He's the 3rd Mariner pitcher tonight.
And so far, the bullpen has gone 3 in the 3rd scoreless. David Rollins taking over from Mike Montgomery. He went 2 in the 3rd, and as Dave mentioned, the scoreless inning by Nuno.
JD Martinez leads off. It's a strike. He struck out twice, was intentionally walked in the 3rd, and scored on the Nick Castellanos grand slam. That was a big blow in that 8-run 3rd. Couple pitches up high from Nuno, 2-1. Martinez all over the leaderboard in the American League. Fouls that one off of Zunino. He's 5th in runs, 3rd in home runs, 5th in RBIs, tied for 2nd in total bases, 3rd in slugging. Montgomery struck him out, and so did Rollins. 3-2. Going foul. Give it a ride, can he?
After the home run we saw yesterday, yes, he can. ESPN had the home run yesterday measured at 466.
Rooted into the hedges that form the batter's eye here at Comerica Park. 3-2. Playable. Brad Miller will take charge. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. AL All-Star King Felix is going to return to the Safeco Field mound. It's coming up on Friday. Take on the Blue Jays, and this is your best chance to be part of the loudest section in baseball, the Kings Court. For $40, you're going to get a ticket, Kings Court T-shirt, and K-card. To join the Royal Court, you're going to get your tickets at Mariners.com/Felix. Remember last year when Toronto came in, they brought a lot of folks down from Canada, from British Columbia. It almost sounded like a home game. So you add to it that Felix opens up the series. Should be a huge crowd on Friday night. Castellanos. Food drive on Saturday. We have close to a sellout for Saturday's ball game. Base hit center field. Castellanos singling on a 1-1 pitch. His 2nd hit tonight. One out, one on in the 7th, an 8-4 Detroit lead. And a reminder, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Andrew Romine going to pinch run for Castellanos. His night is over.
Andrew Romine comes on. The hitter's now James McCann. 1 for 3. Bounces one through the hole.
First pitch swinging. Nice chopper, but he does find the hole on the left side. Nuno worked hard, tried to get a double play ball to get out of the inning. Tigers tonight 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
Marte 1 for 3. Hard hit ball off the glove of Seager. Comes back in the third inning. Eight runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 5 left for Detroit. Mariners 4 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left. The dribbler foul. One hopper, Miller, quick shovel to Cano. Cano, quick release. Marte can run. He beats it out. Moving the third, Roma.
It's the ground ball, but it is a high chopper, and you can see the runner right on top of Cano is able to finish the double play. Marte able to beat it out. Now the Tigers 2 for 10 runners in scoring position, but Iglesias, he's been tough on the left-handers this year and is having a good night. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles, an RBI, and a run scored.
Double to left, double to right. His last 2 at bats. Strike 1. Two outs, runners at the corners. Good job by Zunino. 0-1. Off the fifth, fouled straight back, 1-2. Eight 4 Detroit lead. Nelson Cruz has driven in 3 of the 4 runs. Mark Trumbo the other run. 1-2 pitch inside to Iglesias. Two and 2 with 2 outs, 2 on. Right back below the Detroit radio broadcast booth.
And we get Iglesias to chase a couple of the high fastballs up out of the strike zone. Iglesias, he's an aggressive hitter. He wants to swing the bat. He throws something else out of the zone, make him swing at it.
4th in the American League, number 1 against lefty pitching rather. This one fouled back.
And he is in swing mode right now. Joe Beimel getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Here's Nunez, 2-2 pitch. And high, deep to left center field. Long run by Ackley, settles under it, makes the catch. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. To the 8th inning we go on an 8-4 Tiger lead. Detroit, third of 4 here in the Motor City. Improve your on-bus percentage. Riding's easy. Just ask our rider's guide, available at soundtransit.org. Couple of personnel changes made by the Tigers. Andrew Romine stays in the game. Third base for Castellanos. New pitcher. Oh, that's right. Mark Krause is in the game as well. He's at first base. And now the new pitcher will be Blaine Hardy. Robinson Cano, Seth Smith, Mark Trumbo here in the 8th.
For Hardy, his 43rd appearance. 3-1 record, 2.45 ERA, 35 strikeouts in 44 innings. Yet to give up a home run. Opponents hitting just 217.
Well stroked left, right center field, and look at Rajay Davis. How about the speed? Never takes a vacay, Red.
Yeah, Cano's hit the ball hard 3 times in a row. Had a base hit in the 4th, line drive for an out back in the 6th, and now that fly out.
One away. Seth Smith, 1 for 2 with a walk. $36,670 on hand.
I think because of the struggles that Brad Ausmus has had with his bullpen here in Detroit, Hardy has pitched in all 3 games. He's pitched well, but he's going to use him every day, I guess.
Also appeared in the 3 games back in Seattle. And hit well. Going back, Davis. Deep center field. Off the base of the fence. Seth in with a 1-out double here in the 8th inning. His 2nd hit in the ball game. 22nd double of the season. That gets him into the top 10.
I know he gets a double out of it, but if I hit a ball 420 feet, I'd like to touch all 4 of them. 420 feet dead center field, right in the middle of the fence. Bring up Mark Trumbo. Trumbo just missing a home run his last time with skying the ball to left field. Took Cespedes to the warning track.
Can't believe Mr. Smith shares your sentiment.
Mariners 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight.
That was the Mariners' 10th hit of this evening.
Franklin Gutierrez has come out on deck. He will pinch hit for Ackley.
Last night's hero, pinch hit grand slam. One and 2 to Mark. Breaking ball hit foul. Handled by Rich Donnelly, third base coach. 1 and 2 to Trumbo. Albuquerque and Joaquin Soria warming up. Trumbo 1 for 2 against Blaine Hardy.
Well, Hardy's throwing him everything he has. Had a fastball, a couple of breaking balls. That last pitch, a good changeup down and away.
One out with Smith at second. Pitch. He's able to hold up. Check the swing. Ball 2. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Full count.
And maybe a little bit of a break for Mark. That last fastball right in the middle of the plate, borderline down. As you look at Gutierrez.
Top of the 8th with Seth Smith at second base. One out. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Couldn't pull the trigger. 2 outs in the 8th. What a moment last evening for Franklin Gutierrez. A grand slam and helping the Mariners win this ball game.
Looked like an easy swing, didn't it? Please, 95 miles an hour on the outside corner, about belt high. Gives it a good ride. That was a difference for the Mariners in their victory last night.
We'll have to see all those smiles. Second time in club history, a pinch hit grand slam. Ben Broussard did it back in April of '07. Pitching change, going to bring in a right-hander. The Mariners have 2 outs, 1 on, down 8-4 here in Detroit. And in print and online at SeattleTimes.com. Seattle Times delivers deep sports coverage to your desktop, phone, or tablet. Make the most of the season. Visit SeattleTimes.com to subscribe today. Well, like Tony Sipp when we'd see Cleveland and now Houston see him every ball game. That's the case with Al Albuquerque.
A lot of sliders. 3.27 ERA, 42 strikeouts over the 41 1/3 that he has pitched. He has given up 4 home runs this year. And will be the pinch hitter, Franklin Gutierrez, for Dustin Ackley.
Gutierrez for 4 against Al Albuquerque. Breaking ball, ball 1. Seth Smith at second. Up high to Goody. 2-0.
2 sliders in a row, missing with both of them.
Al out of San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. And he started throws with the Boise Hawks of the Northwest League. 2-0 pitch. Make it 3-0. Fred Miller's on deck. Strike one. Ben Broussard, April 21 of 07. Last time it happened. Pinch hit grand slam. 3-2.
Right back with a slider.
Two outs and a 3-2 count to Goody with Seth Smith at second. Laid off it, takes the walk. Good eye.
And Brad Ausmus quickly out of the dugout. And back out to his bullpen again.
Now the pitching change here in Detroit. 8-4. Detroit. Mariners threatening with 2 on, 2 out here in the 8th. Two out, 2 on. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Each month, one lucky fan's going to win a Coors Light Refrigerator just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. The new pitcher, Joakim Soria, and he'll face lefty swinging Brad Miller.
This will be his 40th appearance on the year, a 3.19 ERA. Opponent's hitting .219, but he's given up 8 home runs.
Brad Miller 0 for 2 with a walk today. Long foul ball, strike one. Miller 0 for 3 against Soria. There's your pertinent numbers. Runners in scoring position for both clubs. Oh, 1 pitch. 1-1. Soria, the former closer in Kansas City. Second year with the Tigers. It's been part of last year with the Rangers. Look out.
That's about tops for his fastball at 95 miles an hour. Also mix in a curveball, has a good changeup, slider.
And a heck of a comeback after missing the 2012 season after Tommy John surgery. Miller's got to produce here with 2 strikes in tight 2-2. 2-2 pitch. 2 on, 2 out. Taking for ball 3. Mike Zunino hopes to get a chance to swing the bat. He's 0 for 3. Runners set to take off. They run the pitch. High fly ball getting out of play. Do it again. Sawyer racked up some big years in Kansas City, starting back in 07. 17 saves, 42, 30, 43, and 28 before the injury. 3-2 to Brad. Runners go. And this one fouled back.
He's challenging him with the fastball. The last couple fastballs up in the zone. Last one at 93. Brad a little bit late.
Seth Smith, he's at second. Gutierrez at first. 2 outs. Three-two pitch. Bouncer, second baseman. Kinsler throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 8-4 Tigers. Mariners have clawed their way to cut the deficit in half. CenturyLink, what's next? Tomorrow, Sashi Iwakuma coming off of 2 strong performances, goes against All-Star David Price. It's a good matchup. And right now, pitching the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners go to the pen again. It's Joe Beimel.
28 appearances on the year for Joe, 2.89 ERA. Has a couple of holds. In 28 innings, he has 16 strikeouts, 11 walks. Opponents hitting .242 against him.
Picked up the win in last night's game to go 1-1.
Franklin Gutierrez is going to stay in the game after he pinch hit for Dustin Ackley. And Beimel will get the top of the order. It'll be Davis, Kinsler, and Cespedes due up.
Rajay Davis this evening has scored a couple of runs. 0 for 3. First pitch to Rajay in there for a strike. Walked and scored in the 3rd. Reached on an error by Seager in his second at bat in the 3rd inning as 12 men came to the plate in that frame. Davis, Kinsler, and Cespedes here in the 8th. Now Nuno giving up just 2 hits in his 2 innings of work. No walks, 1 strikeout. Joe B's got Davis 1 and 2. Did well. Deep center field, slicing away from Jackson. He ran it down. Beautifully done. Spacious here in Detroit.
He made a name for himself here, and that's why they were disappointed to lose him, because of all the ground that he can cover. And big outfield here in Detroit.
He took a great route, plenty of speed. Good line.
Sometimes I think it makes it a little bit easier for the center fielders here too if you have the speed, because you don't have to worry about running into the wall as much.
3-hit night for Kinsler. First inning double, infield hit in the 3rd. RBI double, second time up in the 3rd. A deep drive to center in the 6th. Right field, that'll get down. Four-hit night for Ian Kinsler. Mariners have 1 double play turn tonight. That was back in the 1st inning. Mike Montgomery got out of 1 jam, couple of jams, and then got lit up 2 2/3, 6 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, 5 walks, 2 Ks. First subpar performance on the road. Cespedes 0 for 3 against Joe. Cruz on the hop. Overthrows the cutoff man, but no harm done. Cespedes picks up a base hit. 1 out. 2 on here.
Now we'll bring up Victor Martinez, the only Tiger that has not reached base tonight. Victor 0 for 4. Does not run well. If Joe can get him to hit the ball on the ground, he's definitely a double play candidate. You can see he's done well against the Mariners this year with a .375 average and a home run. But 0 for 4 tonight.
Bounced into 12 double plays tonight, 13 counting them. 1 earlier tonight, so 13 on the season. Through the hole. Charging is Goody. The throw, trying to get Kinsler offline. Throw to 3rd. Out at 3rd. They get Cespedes. Route number 2. Run scores. Victor with an RBI. 33rd.
Joe's able to get the ground ball. Unfortunately, it finds a hole, and Ian Kinsler with good speed. Gutierrez fires to home, and Cespedes, I'm not sure why he decided to go to 3rd, but Zunino heads up, able to throw him out. That's a big run for the Tigers.
Sure is. 2 outs. JD Martinez. 9-4 Tigers. On 1. Cespedes out at third, 7-2-5. Martinez aboard. They won't hold him on, not a running threat. 1-1 to J.D. Martinez. Thirteenth hit. McClendon seen Detroit put up a bunch of them here tonight. Mariners have done well, 4 runs of 10 hits. They get more scoring here and they're running out of opportunities. Hanging up for Goody or Jackson. It's going to be Goody. There we go. A run on 3 hits. No errors, a man left. 9-4. Last ups for the Mariners. Indeed, here in the 9th inning against Joaquin Soria, Mike Zunino leads off. Anthony Gose takes over in center field for Rajai Davis. One to Mike. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Austin Jackson on deck. 2-hit night for him. Through the hole. Base hit for Mike Zunino.
Mike 1 for 4 again tonight. 1 for 4 last night. Had a couple of hits in the first game of the series. Austin Jackson having a good night. 2 for 4 tonight.
Got single to center field in the first inning and a double to right center in the 5th. Mariners need a big inning here in the ninth.
Start big innings with base runners, Dave, and Mike Zunino getting it started with a hit.
Good sign, that's for sure. Jackson's feeling good about himself with breaking ball.
69 miles an hour on that curveball.
Infielded double play depth up the middle. Jackson fights one off right side. Houston 4-2 lead at home against Boston. That's in the seventh. Two in the dirt. Hope to have him on board any way he can get there.
It's interesting watching Osmus bring Soria in the 8th inning. They were up by 4 runs, so he brings his closer in at that point. Now they're up by 5, and he's still out there and struggling a little bit. He's throwing 18 pitches so far.
3-2 pitch. Keeps the bat alive. Kansas City's got a 5-1 lead at home against Pittsburgh. Minnesota at the Angels just underway. Same for Toronto at Oakland. Texas won at Colorado 10-8. Three-two pitch. Good battle by Austin.
Well, this will be the 8th pitch of the at bat coming up. See the fastball, and I would think that Soria will continue to challenge him. Club up by 5. Certainly doesn't want to walk him.
Three-two. Lights off another one.
Another fastball. Right at the top of the strike zone. You can see it on the tracer. Tie him up right above his hands.
Austin Jackson hanging in 3-2. And he takes ball 4. Great at bat. Two men aboard for Kyle Seager. Mariners down 9-4. Brad Osmus, the skipper. Josie, the pitching coach. Jeff Jones. Seen him a lot walking out to talk to his pitchers. This time he has the catcher go out. He can to talk to Soria. Kyle Seager.
Get a base here and it starts to get interesting.
I'll say. Soria against Seager. 2 on, nobody out. Strike 1. Kyle looking for his first hit against Soria. He's got 2 hits tonight. Bounced into a double play, double to right, fly to left, single to left. Looks at ball 1. Certainly not the Soria we saw in Kansas City. He was throwing hard, pounded the strike zone very effectively.
Yeah, no, he stayed on the edges of the plate and down in the zone. Certainly isn't that way tonight with where his pitch count is going. I'm not sure he'll be available for tomorrow's game, but Brad Ausmus probably not too worried about that with David Price going.
Rondon, Bruce Rondon getting ready.
Hard throwing right-hander.
Soria pitched an inning in Monday's game, a 5-4 Detroit victory. Soria pitched an inning, recording a strikeout. Closing that game out for his 21st save. Here we go, 1-2 to Kyle Seager. And he wow, he just got a piece of.
He gets an off-speed pitch. That's a changeup, and he just gets a piece of it. McCann, the catcher, not able to hold on to it.
Leadoff single by Zunino. A 9-pitch at battle walk to Jackson. And now Seager battling 1-2, nobody out. Ground ball to Kinsler to Iglesias. Double play. Over to third, Zunino. Third double play turn tonight by the Tigers.
Yeah, the Mariners now 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Nelson Cruz having a great night. 3 for 4, a double and a couple of home runs. He's driven in 3. See what he's done with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .319 with 7 home runs.
Cruz 2 for 6 with a homer against Soria. First pitch. Ball 1. One-0 pitch to Nelly. Don't need to be a mind reader on that swing.
Fastball up out over the plate.
Center field, Ghost coming in. Last night's euphoria goes away 24 hours later, and Mariners having trouble winning back-to-back games. They've not done it since June 30 and July 1 at San Diego. Tigers take this one tonight by a final of 9-4.
Yeah, the one big inning, and that was the third inning, really got away from them today. And a lot of damage. Well, it was the second inning, actually. So have to clean things up a little bit. Had a couple of errors, some walks in the inning, pass ball in that inning. So that one inning ended up doing too much for them to try to come back. Give them credit, though. They battled back and made it interesting for a while. But ultimately, too many runs, 8 runs in the second.
That hurt. We'll wrap up this series tomorrow. Iwakuma against Price. Right now, Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Jen and Bill.